Hey guys, what's up? It's Hackerpotamus here, and today I'm going to be setting up a Metasploitable2 hacking lab in VirtualBox. Okay guys, let's get to it. So, the first thing we're going to need is Google. Always usually Google, start Google. And I've already started here, so we're going to get the Metasploitable2 box to start off with. So, use your favourite search engine, Metasploitable2. Try and spell it right if you can, unlike me. You should get either a Rapid 7 or a SourceForge link, so you just want to download this 865 megabyte file. We can download that, but we've already done that, so we're not going to do that this time. And you're just going to want to download this file. So, once you've downloaded this file, you're also going to need a version of VirtualBox, which we will talk about later and install on different operating systems later, but you're also going to need a version of VirtualBox. So don't forget VirtualBox. This is something that you download. We're on 6.1 now. Okay. So to start off with as well, you want a hacking system as well, like Kali or some of the others. So the easiest one to start off with is Kali. You're just going to type in download Kali Linux, and then you're going to be brought to this page here. And what you want to do is you just want to select the one that's most appropriate for you. How do you know? Just read the descriptions, but a quick overview of these is ARM is small processors, bare metal is to install to the machine in case you need to use all your hardware. Virtualization is more for, I'd say, isolated environments, like where you're connecting to networks that you're not really sure of. Mobile is for mobile devices. Cloud, again, is for cloud deployment, putting in AWS, etc. Containers, again, are just small container shells that will basically have the functionality of some of the tools, but you don't need to, you can just put it in a box and use it. Live boot, again, is just like a live boot that you can use to boot directly into Kali. And Windows subsystem for Linux is, yeah, I mean, you could use that again if you were a very sort of Windowsy person. The choice is your own, okay? So, but my recommendation for today would be a virtual machine. Okay, so we also have other options. We can download Parrot. Parrot OS is another Debian-based hacking operating system. It's got a few more tools than Kali, but I'd also say it's just slightly ever so more complex than Kali, which adds a layer of complexity, which may be a little bit more difficult for you if you're just getting started, so up to you. You can get the security edition here, and you just download, and you can install different types, the KDE or the Mate or Mate desktop. That looks quite a little bit like Mac. Okay, so enough of that one. Let's just check for Arch Linux. Now, Arch Linux is about as far at the other end of the scale as you can get. Most of the things that you'll be doing it will be command line based, and you can download it from this link here. But just be aware that Black Arch Linux is it's quite big. So let's just take a quick look. So Black Arch is really big, got a lot of tools in it, but as you can see it's nearly it is 18 gigabyte if you're going to download the full ISO, or you can have the web installed with the slim packages. It's up to you, but don't go for this unless you really know what you're doing. This is more command line based and is less friendly to noobs. Okay, you're not limited just to those operating systems. If you look on any blogs online, just a quick one here from Ardrosh Verma, sorry if I'm butchering your name there, friend. 12 best OSs for hacking in 2021. You can basically look through any blog and find one that kind of suits your requirements. So that's very important. Just a quick note on that. Try and use a system that will give you the best experience, is what I'm trying to say there, because it will help you with comfort and familiarity. And that's the last thing you want to be really bothering with when you're trying to learn something new. You just want to be comfortable and feel good. Okay, so enough with that. The next thing we're going to do in this video is just show you how to set up a Metasploitable machine. I've done one previously here, so I'm just going to remove this one and I'm going to restart again. Now, what's going to happen is you will be given a zip file, and in that zip file you will have things you can use. So let's just go take a look at that now. So opening up our file system, go to storage, let's go get the OS, we'll go to Linux, and we'll see that we've got a Metasploitable2 download here, and inside here we have the files that we require, the one that's important, is the VMDK. It's important because that's the virtual machine disk file that we're going to be basing our template off. Okay, so let's just bear that in mind, and you're going to want to extract this into a folder. I've already done this in security distros and here, as you can see. So let's get cracking, let's get the machine up and ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to click new, we're going to add a new machine, we can call it please subscribe. And then we can set the system as Linux, and it is a Ubuntu 32-bit system, if we can just find that. There we go, just a bit further down there. That doesn't matter, it's just for your own sanity that, and this is where the machines will be stored once they're created. Again, default setting on the memory size, that's fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a virtual disk, but we're going to actually select one from file. We're going to click on add, and you're just going to go to the location of where you unzipped the Metasploitable2 zip. So if you can just find that now. Head in there. Fantastic. Right, so this is the file that we're going to want. So we're going to click that, we're going to open, and you'll notice that pretty much immediately after we create, it's going to do all the magic for you, okay? And this will basically create a Metasploitable2 machine that I can just show you over here. Okay, we can see that's working. Fantastic. So, unfortunately, this machine, when it comes out of the box, isn't configured to work with your home lab. So you say, Hackopotamus, how do I do that? Well, I'm going to show you, don't you worry. Okay, so we just shut everything down, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this machine because I don't need it, because I already have one set up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the Metasploitable2 machine that you can see here, and we're just going to go to settings. Now let's move this over to the other screen. The important part of this is that the network tab is set to be on a NAT network. The reason why is because you won't be able to see the machines if they're separately NATed from each other. Okay, so a NAT network is what we require, and I have my own NAT network set up here. Fortunately for you, I'm going to show you how to do that, so don't worry, I've got you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set one of those NAT networks up now. So what we need to do is click on File, Preferences, and then we go to Network, excuse me. So you can see I've got local-labs set up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click Edit, and you can see the layout format I have. It's an enabled network, it's called local-labs. The network serial number and network layout structure is a 192.168.0.0 network address with a /24 notation for the CEDA. So we also have support DHCP enabled because we want IP addresses to be automatically handed out when the machine's connected to this network. Alright, so that's that done. So now how do we get both of our machines on there? Let's have a look. Go back to our settings, we click on network, and remember when you first start this machine will be NATed. So we need to go to NAT network, select your NAT network that you've created previously went over. Okay, click OK, and fab, that's done. So now what we can do is we can open up this Metasploitable machine and we can move it over here just for now. What we need to do is, as well, in this box here, is go to one of our hacking machines, and I have chosen Kali 2019.1, an older version, but a little simpler to use for this example. And you'll see that my settings look exactly the same, NAT network and local labs. Okay, so that should be fairly familiar up to now, and we'll show you the reason for doing that, and then we can end this video with a quick description of where this is going to go from here and how this series is going to unfold. So, to start off with, we have our Metasploitable machine, and we have MSF admin as the user, and MSF admin as the password, and that is a local administrator account. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do an ifconfig to check our IP address on this box, and we can see that our address is 192.168.0.9. Great, fantastic. Now then, what we need to do is we need to quickly just go and find the other Kali machine that I was using. Looks like I made a little mistake here, so I've not run it yet. So let's boot up the Kali machine, and what we're going to do is we're just going to open up this little box here so you can see that I have the Metasploitable2 machine, and we are loading into Kali. Okay, this should just take a second. Again, we could do some enumeration on this machine down here, but there'd be no point effectively because it doesn't really matter. What we're doing here is just switching to full screen on everything, so everything looks nice and neat and tidy. We're going to log in as root, and we're going to use our super secure password. And what we're going to do now is just check and see what our IP addresses are and how well we can ping. And that should be roughly about the end of the video. So what we need to do is we need to go into our terminal here. Alright, and we need to do ifconfig here. We can see that we're 192.168.0.8, which is the IP just below the victim machine. So let's have a look. Let's see what we can do. Let's ping that machine. Okay, so what we're going to do is now from the attacker machine is we're going to ping the victim machine to make sure that we have connectivity. Okay, so we can see a ping, we have one hop and a TTL of 64 indicating a Linux system. Okay, moving on to the Metasploitable machine, we're just going to reverse that ping back the other way. I forget, was it 8? Yes, 8. Okay, and again we can see that it's got one hop, TTL of 64, which is a Linux system. So in this video, what we've done is we've set up a Metasploitable2 lab that can connect to a Kali machine. For the rest of this series, I'm going to be exploring all the different exploits that can be used on the Metasploitable2 machine. If you've got any questions or want to ask anything in chat, please do so down below in the comment section. I'll do my very best to answer any questions I can. I'm also going to be doing a few videos here and there when I can, just to show off these exploits to try and help me, but also try and help the average user and the average sort of cybersecurity enthusiast. I won't be going over any super extreme hacking information straight away, but I will progressively get more as people like and watch the videos and what have you, I guess I'm trying to say. Other than that, this is me out, and hopefully this will show you how to set up a little lab, avoiding the troubles of not being able to contact the box with each other, because that is a quite commonly known issue in the community where you first start. You get the box set up and you can't connect to each other. Alright guys, that's enough from me. That's Hackopotamus signing out. Hopefully see you in the next video.